back in Germany from London today. I have come here just to spend the weekend. I've got some last few things to collect from the castle where I was doing my residential program with Entrepreneur First, and I'll be back in London on Monday searching for more co-founders. At the moment, things are still going a little bit in circles, and I'm okay with that. I've really made my peace with this. One thought that is currently a lot on my mind is the fact that this is one of the most consequential decisions I can make in my life. The reason I say that is because whatever road I pick now will have a large amount of knock-on effects in the future. And it's not to say I can't change, but the problems that I explore will have a very serious impact, right? If I pick the wrong industry, I will make significantly less progress than if I pick the right one. Industry wins, the market wins, right? If you pick somewhere where there's a lot of growth and there's tailwinds to lift you up, or there's a lot of things to be done, then you are much more likely to succeed. The market will always beat the founder. When you're young, you have to make some of the harder decisions with the fewest resources. I would rather take longer and make a far better decision than rush in with something just for the sake of getting the investment from Entrepreneur First or something like that, which, by the way, would supposedly happen in October. I would potentially have a presentation to their investment committee in October if I find a co-founder and an idea. If I don't, obviously I can't do that, but I don't mind skipping out on that money if it means that I work on something that is ultimately going to be better in the long run. Now, obviously, I'd like to not do that, but yeah, I'm not in a crazy rush. I want to move as fast as possible. I want to run in some kind of direction, but I also don't want to run in the wrong one. So I've said this, I think, many times, but it's more about the direction that you row in, not how hard you row. Although you should also row really hard, but the direction is the first and foremost thing that I think people need to really think very carefully about. And it's also usually the time when you have the least information and the least resources, right? You don't have a team of people to analyze different options or anything like that. So you just have got to figure it out yourself. Yeah, I've picked up a fair few books. I've been rereading 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. A very opinionated, bordering on a kind of manifesto of his beliefs, but I still think it's really interesting. Yeah, I'm opening myself to as many ideas. I just spent an hour on Thursday watching a lecture from Sarah Payne on the Russo-Japanese War and the Sino-Japanese War. Well, the first two wars in the early 20th century / the end of the 19th century. Completely unrelated, but still, I find it interesting. And I basically right now I'm at a time where I want to lean into my curiosity as much as possible. And I have confidence that it will lead me somewhere. So can I spend the weekend here and can I get to that?